What's up, folks? Today we're going to be working on replacing a rear CV joint on this Honda. It's an all-wheel drive. We're getting a slight shake between 20 and 25 miles an hour. Already did stabilizer bar bushings, sway bar links at the front. That didn't take care of it. Replaced the axles at the front, the CV joints at the front, both of them front and left, left and right. That didn't take care of it. Got the wheels aligned and balanced. That didn't take care of it. So this car was hit on this quarter panel back here, and this wheel was the whole assembly for the suspension was actually caved in towards the car, so inwards like that, and then the bottom was towards the outside. I believe that axle suffered some issues, so we're gonna try to replace it. We're gonna replace the axle and try to fix the problem. So stay tuned, and we're gonna get to work. First, remove your tires. This is 22 mils. We're gonna remove the tire and then see what we have to do in order to get to the axle itself. Once we have our wheel off, we're gonna remove the axle nut, which is 35 mil. Get that out of the way. Then eventually we're gonna take the rotor, the caliper mount off. I believe that we'll have to do that in order to get to remove this and be able to get the knuckle to tilt. So we'll see how we have to do that here shortly. Let's remove this because this has to come out anyway. All right, I'm trying to analyze here what's the best way to remove this. I was thinking about taking the upper control arm from there, or probably be easier to do it from here, because this nut underneath is real hard to get to. I think moving it from there would work, but then we have this trailing arm that connects over there, and I don't think I'm gonna be able to tilt the whole unit towards the outside in order to create space to get the axle through. Excuse me. So I think what I'm gonna end up doing is releasing the suspension from here, from this bolt here, so I can get the knuckle free, and then this one as well. That would allow me to swing this whole unit here. This whole thing can then slide out. So I'll have to, again, remove the control arm from here, this control arm, the lower one, the top one from the inside, and then release the knuckle from down here, from this one here, to be able to slide everything outwards all together and not have to mess with releasing brakes and all that. So then once I have created space, I'll be able to slide the shaft inwards and be able to release it from this spline here. I don't see any other way that that's gonna happen other than doing it that way. There's definitely gonna have to release that motor, those control arms. I guess I could release the knuckle from here and then from underneath here, but then that means that I gotta play with the brake line and release all of that stuff, and I don't really want to do all that. I'm trying to keep everything together as one unit. So far I removed these two nuts. They're both 19 millimeters. One for the lower control arm at the bottom, one that hooks up to the suspension at the bottom right here. Just loosen these two. Now I'm working on, I'm gonna remove this from here, and I'm going to remove that bolt, and I'm gonna see if I can do anything about bringing this out enough without having to mess with the control arm. See if I can pivot enough right here at the ball joint, or that joint, whatever, if it's a ball joint or not. So we'll try that first. If not, I'll remove the control arm from the top, and then that'll definitely give me enough space. I'm gonna have to get me something to support this, maybe a car jack, or I'll put a alright, so what we end up doing was a release the knuckle from here, from that bottom connector there, right, 19 mil. It comes out. I put a jack stand under my rotor in order to support it. Release the upper control arm only from here, and then I was able to tilt it downwards and then pull the axle upwards with the bend, with this having a bend upwards, and pull this whole thing out a little bit, tilt it downwards. And I was able to get it in. Now I'm gonna go down there, use one of these guys to get on the edge, kind of like think of the opposite side of that, and then tap it out, and then put the new one, the replacement in. So you're gonna go under the car, and you're gonna be hitting this side of the axle right here to get it out, and then we're gonna reverse the process, tighten everything to spec, and done. Here we're measuring that both of the replacement and the one that we remove are the same size and everything, and I actually had to use a little extra help from this guy to get it out, because it was kind of stuck in there. So this one has a nice little cup, fits right around that circular shape of the base, and it pushes it right out. So now, this is what we have. There's a little bit of grease in there, no leaks, seal looks good. I'm gonna put the replacement on. Here we are under the car. We're gonna match everything up, match the splines, and be able to you'll be able to rotate it if you need it. And then on the other side, it's just resting up there. We'll slide this in, not all the way, and then we'll go finish it up when it goes in a little bit. We'll go from the outside of the car, from the hub side or knuckle, finish pushing it in so we can have a hand on that end over there and doesn't fall and break something. Once we have that done, then we gotta turn the end portion upwards, slide it in the spline hole there for the wheel bearing, and start putting things back together. Okay, we got it in from the underneath of the car. We just wiggle back and forth until we got that portion in the transfer case. Now we're gonna pull back on this whole unit here, and then slide that down, match it up with the splines, and get it through here. Put the node on, just start it so we can hold everything back together and start it, then lining everything up here so we can button everything up and finish this one up. Alright, so little tip, if you are doing it the way that I'm doing it, you want to take this, and instead of pointing it upwards, you want to point it downwards. So you have just a little sticky point right here, this area here, to get it in. But once you get past that, you have a big hole there that you can snake it in. You want to be able to see the axle went through the spline and it's actually in there. That when you turn the whole thing, you can see movement on the whole unit. All right, and then we're gonna line this up, line up, and start tightening things up. Put the big nut on and torque it. I think that's 250 pounds, 40 pounds, 240 pounds for the axle nut. Okay, we got everything put together. We tightened the bolts according to what I found online. These are about 47, 50 pounds. Same for the one down here, this one here. So in order to get this one in, the one from down here, you have to keep this loose, wiggle this in while you push and pull from here until you get that. You're gonna have to push that all the way through as far as you can go, and then put this one last. It's the easiest way to get it. Make sure you check your work, all the bolts that you touched. I got this one tight. I got this one tight. Got the one down here tight. Got my axle nut in tight and marked, punched in. Now I just gotta put my tire on and go take it for a drive. See if everything that I was feeling is gone. Hopefully that's the case. And wrap up another video. You already know. Stay safe, have fun while working, save some money.